Today, whiteboard reviews from Friday. This would be week 2, day 5, and we had one snow day in there. Bca, so we had a lot of things we talked about. We talked about software, hardware, spent a little time on file management, and we talked about change, podcast about vaccines, reviewed a little bit about the outlines. Software. Software we split into 2 major groups. We have system software and we have applications and apps. We took system software and split that into 2 parts, the operating system and utilities. What we've used that is like a utility would be like that Explorer, some type of file manager that you may or may not have used. We use it a little bit in some assignments to make folders, under folders, to organize our files. That would be like a utility. The operating system is what makes the computer work. It communicates with the hardware, and we talked about the variety of operating systems: Windows, Linux, Android, iOS for any Apple, Mac operating system, and so forth. Software communicates with the hardware, and applications communicates with the system software. Alright. Then here we talked about hardware. We have an electronic bus that the traffic moves on, and then we communicate to that. The storage communicates to the bus communicates with memory with the processor. So we have random access memory and read-only memory. This is what most people think about when they think about memory. So you take some software from your hard drive, you open up some software, it gets loaded into memory, and then from the memory, the information is shared back and forth with the processor, and the processor does the work. And we also have output and input with that. And it communicates along that electronic bus. We'll talk more about that later on. We talked a little bit about WebEx. In order to participate in WebEx, I have to have opened a session. So you really need to contact me ahead of time if you want to do that. We'll be doing a little bit of that in the next unit. Talk a little bit about the assignment. We talked about in there understanding what a path is, following the instructions, the details, labeling all your information, all your images and so forth, and then make sure you explain things with some text. Don't just submit a bunch of pictures and somebody wouldn't know exactly which one goes with what. We again took a look at the internet and how we communicate through the internet. Talked about Microsoft, we talked about Google, we talked about communicating through our home, and then we talked, NIACs connect to the internet, then the IT, this is where the classroom is, and how it connects. So it connects here through the internet. Students get their email, that's somewhere Microsoft stores that. A lot of the documents we use are stored at Google. So you can be at home, you can go to Google, bring that stuff back to your browser, you can go check your NIAC email, come back here. If I'm at home and I check my NIAC email, mine's stored here. Alright, I already talked about this. Outlines. Okay, for your outline, make sure you either give the URL or you footnote your references. When we have that word define with an asterisk, then I want you to find an outside source in the outline. Okay, so you need to indicate either the URL exactly where you got it, the entire URL, or footnote that. And we've done some demos of that. And you can add other information too. Okay, for those outlines. We should read the objectives, and our goal is for you to be able to accomplish the objectives. Alright, I talked about getting a hold of me. This is my Google number. You can text that number. Okay. And then we talked about gaming a little bit in terms of application software. So we talked a little bit about going Yumbo. That's a Y. Going Yumbo in the game Graveball. And you can get a Steam key if you join Discord. And that all has to do with gaming. Disclaimer, this company was created by my son, and this game was created by my son here in Mason City. So, we'll be finishing up the unit on Monday. So you'll need to check and make sure the unit completion items are all done. We're finishing up. Should have finished assignment 1. Make sure you read my comments and see if you have any questions. And you need to finish up project 1. That's it.